Alrighty. Time to get creative.
Camp Adventures.
Morning. So, right now I'm going to start working on my Sprite bottle project. And what that is I'm going to take these glass beads and I'm going to use thermal shock to shatter them. And what thermal shock is, for those that don't know, is you heat something up really hot and then you plunge it into something cold and it'll fracture. So I put the glass beads in a pot. I'm going to put some water in the pot, turn on the burner and heat it up until the water is boiling and let it boil for a bit. And then I've got a strainer that I will pour that out into to catch the stones, and I'll have one side of my sink filled with water and ice cubes, and I'll just dunk them in. And hopefully I'm going to do things a little differently than I did for Mel's when I did this for Mel's, which I forgot to show you yesterday, so I'll try to remember to show you today. And I'm going to let them, I'm not going to turn the burner all the way up to high. I'm going to probably leave it on medium, and hopefully that will warm the stones more, because that's kind of what I was thinking why it didn't work very well when I did Mel's, because it did crack the stones, but what I ended up having to do was take a pliers and crushing them after they were cracked. They did crack pretty easily, but it still took a lot of work, and with the state of my hands right now, I don't know how well I can do that. So hopefully if I put it on medium instead of high, the burner, it'll heat up the stones more and they'll be more apt to fracture, which would be awesome, because then it's less work for me. Then I just have to put them in the bottle. Wish me luck. Well, that worked better than it did the last time I did it. They're still not all fractured, but they do have the same kind of cracks that they did when I made Mel's. Let me refocus. There you can see all the cracks in it. And I'm wearing the rubber glove to help protect my fingers a little bit. But the good thing about this time that happened was that they may not be fractured, but I can pull them apart easily, so I don't even need to use the pliers to pry them apart. And so most of them are like that, cracked, and there are some fractured ones. There's a fractured piece right there, but they're mostly cracked like that. So now it's just a matter of pulling them out, giving them a little bit of squeeze, and putting them in the bottle. And then once I get the bottle filled, I'm going to hot glue the cap back on it so that I don't have to worry about any of them falling out and cutting my cats to pieces or anybody else. So I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. And there's the end result. I love it. I think it looks great. Can't wait for the sun to peek out from the clouds so I can see what it looks like in the bright sunlight. Should sparkle like crazy. Well, that's done, and I managed to not get any massive cuts on my fingers, so that's good. I did have to break out the vice grip and crack a couple of them glass beads with that, but not too many. The majority of them broke pretty nicely, and the ones that I couldn't break just by squeezing them with my fingers, I put them in the jar that I had all the stones in that I was storing them in, and I just put all the broken ones and gave it a really good shake, and then most of them broke, and then there's just about 8 or 10 left over that I had to crack with a vice grip and got in there. There were a few, not a whole lot, but a few that didn't break at all, didn't crack at all, and so those I'm just going to hang on to for, I don't know, something. Maybe I'll put them in that bottle, just for shits. I don't know. We will see.
I know! I was not expecting that.
She was going through her closet getting ready to put things in there because they were told that the reason why it's so cold in their apartment, and they're the only ones affected, which isn't true, I just haven't said anything yet.
Because Kurt has problems.
Yeah, Kurt
And
does.
Kurt has said something already.
Yep. In fact, I'll go talk to him before we go down.
Yeah, we'll go over and talk to Kurt, so we can get Kurt's input too, as well. But anyways, so Mel was preparing, they were told that the reason it's so cold in here is because they have so much stuff in front of the heaters. I call bullshit on that because they're cold to the touch. And so Mel was digging in her closet getting ready to try to force things in there, and she finds this. A high school graduation card.
She graduated
About 10 years ago.
And what?
And we really like this right now.
Money. A whole $23.
You know what? That is worth something.
You know something though? That's a new 20. This didn't exist 10 years ago.
How did that get in there?
That's a good question. But this is a new 20. It's got like the funky colors and everything. This did not exist 10 years ago.
About 8 years ago, though. Yeah, they have.
I don't know, but...
Because they were around when I was still in elementary school.
You graduate high school...
04.
04.
When I was in elementary school.
I don't think so.
By
I
the
didn't
year.
start high school
Well,
till
it says
07.
04, so maybe. It does look regular, or fairly uncirculated. I didn't think they were that old.
Probably
They were.
newer one.
Alright, whatever, but they got $23. So
it's going to the gas tank.
Yeah, we have
these are mine.
I don't know right now. I have to probably hit.
We have to
It's
go.
understandable.
We have to.
I'm fine with that. I was just, she said,
you
because
want it
they
in
used
my
my
wallet?
car last week, she was going to give me some money for gas, so.
I will. It's your salary month.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's
Is
totally
this worth
fine.
anything to you? Good news, good news. Somebody bought the Escort
They did.
for $950. A newspaper route guy bought it to deliver newspapers in the morning because he had a whole lot of newspapers in the trunk.
Yeah.
He don't have to go home and make multiple trips.
Fun.
It was on the bargain lot.
But, Zach and I are going to go down and talk to our lovely caretakers and let them know that it's...
cold, but it's cold.
Yeah.
When the fat man's cold, it's cold.
Yeah. And the fact...
about it being cold over here today.
Yeah, and we're going to go down the hall and talk to somebody who apparently has also said that they have issues, and yet Jan and Danelle, the caretakers, said, oh, that they're the only ones reporting cold problems. Yeah. We're going to go talk to them. Yeah, that just kind of made me more pissed off going down and talking with Jan and Danelle, our lovely caretakers. They, they said, oh yeah, we can come up in a bit because they were about to sit down to eat. I was, fine with that. I'm not going to interrupt their meal because, I understand how important eating a meal is being diabetic. You know, I totally understand that. And, you know, I said, oh, well, we could come out and probably do something about yours, but there's nothing we could do for your neighbors. Like, okay. And basically what they did is they came up and they bled the air out of the pipes. Why the hell they didn't even try that over at Zach and Mel's, I have no idea. Because when you would grab the heat vents, they were not hot at all. They were barely warm. And I said, you know, you could grab their heaters and they're not hot, they're cold. Like, no, the baseboard was hot, the baseboard was warm. And their excuse was, oh, you know, they just got too much stuff in front of their heaters, that's why it's so cold there. No. That's a bunch of shit. It would not impede that much. You know, I'm sorry. That's not really how it works. So, and I found out that there are 2 bleeder valves, and there's one in the living room, and then there's one right behind my headboard here. And they said they're gonna have to call a plumber in to take care of that, and you know, who knows when they'll be in. So that means tomorrow, when Ann gets here, we're gonna have to take all this crap out of the headboard and off of the headboard so that they could excuse me, so that when the plumber does come, he can pull it out easily. So that's gonna be fun. I'm sure I'm gonna get all kinds of shit about that. And you know, the whole fact that they were saying shit to Mel and Zach about, you know, having all kinds of stuff in the way, and didn't say anything to me. I had just as much stuff blocking the heat vents as they did. It just goes to show that they do not like Mel. They haven't liked Mel since the day she moved in. And it's because she doesn't take crap. And she doesn't stand for other people being mistreated. So they don't like her. They pretty much told people that they will do whatever they have to get Mel evicted. Nice, huh? But I'm going to go to bed, and hopefully the plumber doesn't show up at like 8 in the morning, because that would suck. So, good night.
Camp Adventures, making our way one push at a time.